Well, big up, and welcome to Liberal Tough Man Show. I've got my brother here, JK, in the house. And we are going to be giving you, as best as we can, a little bit of like intake or update, however you want to look at it, for this Frankfurt game. We've got our German specialist, or our specialist on German football with us today, our German correspondent. How about that? Is that better?
Guten Tag, yep. Alles good.
And hopefully you will be able to rock with us in this episode and give us your insights as to what you believe is going to be the case for our match against Frankfurt. But I know that there are other games on, so we do appreciate the fact that if you've got them on in the background or whatever, that you're still rocking with us and still, giving us your time, because it does mean something to us. Whew. So let me just say this before I bring in my partner in crime here. My Reds, please do maybe like a woosah. Is that how you do it, right? A woosah or namaste, or just breathe. Breathe with me. Just breathe, okay? 4 on the bounce hurts. I know it does. 4 on the bounce hurts, with the looming possible 5th coming possibly tomorrow. Oh my goodness, but breathe. Namaste, right? Here you go. All right. Because this club has been has made a living out of walking through storms and finding a way. And it's always a way together, not through, the people that are crying, the sky's falling, and crying about, yelling about this or trying to be the I told you so people. Tonight, we're digging in why Frankfurt matters, what must change on set pieces, how confidence actually shows up on the pitch, and the 11 I'd go with versus what Slot probably will go with. Stay with me on that one, please. And smash the like, bring a red along. Let's get to this work. How you doing, JK?
I'm all good, bro. All good.
Good.
Hope you too, man.
Yes, definitely. Just making it do what it's got to do for today. It's actually at that time of year here, so that where the days become extremely comfortable and enjoyable. Okay, that you can actually go out and not have to like feel like you're stepping into like a sauna. So. So it's going to be good. Hopefully, I'll be getting close to the time when I can actually start rehabbing and working out again. So I'm excited about that. Excited about being able to get back on my bicycle and ride my bike. So I'm going to talk to you about this. So why Frankfurt is massive, I'm going to say, is, again, 4 defeats on the bounce for Liverpool, and surely something's got to give, right? This can't continue. Well, that's what most of us said on Sunday when it was 3 games on the bounce. And we're like, something's got to change. Got Red Devils coming in, and they're horrible. They're at Anfield. Something's got to change. But it didn't. So we hope it's going to come on Wednesday. I hope it's going to change on Wednesday when we travel to face Frankfurt in the Champions League. And there's just no getting away from the fact that this is an absolutely must-win game. Obviously, those 4 defeats, the latest, of course, coming via the Red Devils at Anfield, was a painful one. I get that. The fact is, they just need to get not just a result, but I'm hoping we can get a performance to give people belief that this is a side that's going to challenge for all 4 major honors. Because if the poor results keep coming, then let's be honest, we're going to be way off the pace in the Champions League. Even though this is set up so that we can still continue on in the Champions League. Still, though, it doesn't help us if we start to pack up losses in it. Arsenal are going to keep extending their lead in the Premier League if we don't get our SHIT together by the weekend against Brentford. So you basically can throw away any hopes of winning a trophy at that early stage if we keep getting consecutive bad results. So I'm going to ask you, JK, this question. If we scrape a win with a bad performance, is that truly stabilizing? Or is that just maybe, like, as we say here, kicking the can down the road?
Oh, right now a win is a win, bro. We can't be really picky because think about it. This is our third game in the Champions League. Won one, lost one. Mm-hmm. We don't want to win one and lose two. You know what I mean? So right now, yeah, of course I want to see flowing football. I'm just going to say that Newcastle game, 3-2, the goal we scored, the third goal, that was good football. You know what I mean? I ain't seen that enough this season. But right now, I just want to win tomorrow, bro.
Okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how we get there. We just got to win.
You just got to win, bro. And keep a clean sheet. We've got to get that back into our team. You know, bless up Rasta Club as well.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, pick up.
Yeah, man. Clean sheet, 3 points. It's like that should be the mindset even going into that United game. Clean sheet. Like Arne Slot only drill the players saying, listen, I don't want no fucking goals to go in today. Like, I want a clean sheet. We're Liverpool, you know?
Oh, man. I know Krabs is saying it's not a good time for romance. All right.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think he's got Crab's got plenty of kids, so he can't talk about any time about no romance. So he's got plenty of time for that. So I would say this. Big up Crab, by the way. I know that it comes down to this. For me, big up Crab. But it comes down to this position. You can tell me if you have a different view in the chat. And it comes down to this. Do I want to? Of course I want to see us win. Of course I do. However, I want to see something finally click, something finally mesh with this team. I want to see some real semblance of an identity start to emerge for this club. If it's at the expense of Frankfurt, so be it. But I definitely want to see something happen. And look, I'm going to bring in some more of the reasoning why in the later segments. But let's be honest. You talk about romance or football romanticism. This has got the return of Hugo Ekitike to his former club. Going back home. Florian Wirtz going back to Germany. This has the tailor-made bookmarks for it to be a story. And possibly the first chapter in what is hopefully a good story for us Reds. I'm gonna keep it 100 too, though, because I'm gonna keep it 100. When you look at it, set pieces are our true red flag. I saw a piece by I think it was Sky Sports, I want to say, but it was Jamie was on a show, and he was talking about the involvement of long throw-ins in the game today, and I saw even like a football terrorist like Terry was like, Terry's an interesting individual. I enjoy his content. I enjoy some of his takes, and then sometimes I don't agree with some of his takes. But that's part of having a healthy dialogue, a healthy discourse in discussions. And he was trying to take a little bit of a undercut at what Jamie had to say about how today's game, a lot of teams, especially the lower table teams, are utilizing long throw-ins simply because they don't have the ability to just throw the ball in and naturally work the ball in through buildup. They just got to throw it in and hope that they get a deflection. Throw it in long and hope that it gets some type of like handball or something, whatever happens, you know? So I also saw something where, according to some statistics, last season, we gave up 9 set-piece goals in 38 games. League games, Premier League games, okay? Not all competitions, just Premier League games. This season, we're already halfway to that number with 5 conceded in 8 league games. Now, that's a crisis for me. Might not be for some. Some might say, all right, chill. And I'm not going to be some Chicken Little saying the sky is falling. But I am going to say that is a concern. It's a major concern that needs to be addressed because that number is way too high. It's kind of like going to the doctor and your doctor saying your blood pressure is too high. I know some of us get too high blood pressure from watching our Reds lately. But I mean, like, you know, it's not like it's a concern. You have to keep a monitor on it, right? So performance-wise, even when we're winning this season, these red flags have to be addressed. I don't think it's all bad. Trust me. I'm not trying to go everything's bad with our team and we need to just start completely over. But I do say that this aspect of our club has to change immediately. Last year, I was more concerned about us trying to score from corner kicks. Now it's we can't score from corner kicks, nor can we defend corner kicks. And that goes down to Mr. Briggs or maybe Mr. Mahoney. Aaron Briggs is Liverpool's first team set piece coach. He was formally appointed that role in September of this year. So he just got he was our set piece coach last year technically, but he didn't have an official title. Now he has an official title. Maybe I guess they gave him his own office with a little name tag on there. You know, he's moving on up like the Jeffersons, and he's handling the duty of officially this year. Lewis Mahoney is the first team set piece analyst. He supports Mr. Briggs by giving him the numbers and the raw data. Their backgrounds: Briggs is from was at Manchester City. He was at Monaco. He was at Wolfsburg, which is obviously in Germany. He was brought in by Pedro Marquez. Mahoney had a similar role at Southampton. Now, I don't like calling for anyone to lose their jobs. My suggestion is the same pathway they took to get this role. Maybe they need to be reassigned to another role because this ain't working for you right now. This is definitely not working for you right now. And I don't know what we need to do necessarily. I'm not a corner kick specialist. No, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to pretend to be. But we definitely need to come up with a concrete plan. Because the plan that we have, the one that Mr. Briggs is trying to orchestrate with our gentlemen on the pitch is not working. We need defending corners has to be. Yeah, there you go. I'm not going to. Yeah, you're fired. You're fired. There you go. Defending corners. Look, I don't know, we can revert to a 3-1 zonal arc on the 6-yard line, excuse me. VVD central, the central core, have Konate, maybe even Konate. I think preferably Gomez near the near post cone or near post zone. We could have Jones or Wirtz be the back post, someone that can easily either dribble or if not pass it immediately off and out of that area. Plus 2-man markers on primary headers, 1 spare to screen the runner. Back post is not a suggestion, but it's just to occupy it. You could have near post out swingers. have second phases with Verts and Sabasali. I could get really deep into what I believe could be a case. Again, I am not an expert in corner kicks. I know that as a goalkeeper, I know what I was instructed to do. I know what my teammates were instructed to do. We didn't do many zonal markings in my day, by the way. We primarily did man-to-man marking.
Man-to-man, yeah.
And I preferably prefer man-to-man marking because then it's just on the individual. Just be better. Simple as that.
When you do zonal marking, it's dangerous for me.
Yeah.
Man-to-man, man. If you're marking area, the area is not going to score the goal, bro. The guy who you should be marking is going to score the goal while he's somewhere else. So I've never been a fan of zonal marking. You gotta get it right. Like, you can do zonal marking, but you gotta do it sort of in conjunction with man-to-man. It has to be really, you know what I mean? You gotta really think about it. But it's pretty easy, bro. And when you're a goalkeeper, you want to get your hands on that ball when it comes in, really. That's, for me, the main thing. And I think Marmadashvili is a big guy. He should be able to go up there and get that ball. Even that cross that United scored from the second one. I ain't really rewatched it because I was so disappointed in it. But he should be trying to get a punch on that or whatever. We're just not scoring from corners. You know, he can put a ball in. So Botzela's been taken on. Gapco's been taken on. Like, who's the corner taking on?
Can I say this too? I don't hate Sabasali taking our corner kicks, but I just think that his delivery and his I preferred like Robbo and Trent, the days of Robbo and Trent taking our corners. But even if we were to go Bradley or Frimpong, I would sooner elect Sabasali over them. I would actually prefer to see Maka be the corner kick taker if he's going to be on the pitch, to be honest with you. I've seen Cody be the corner kick taker when it's on the left side. Yeah. I'm not super enthused with that either. Then again, seeing how he took that sitter of a header last time, I don't know if it's necessarily he's the man that you want in the middle trying to get ahead.
I'd rather he crosses balls in the game instead of corners. You know what I mean, bro? Look, you know, that's the thing for me with corners and everything. Like, for me, we're not even crossing the ball into the box anyway, bro. So that's what it's all about. I think set pieces, I've always said two things: win the first ball, win the second ball, and take it from there. And we're not really doing that, man. Maguire scored against us in the box, man. I think there was 3 United players there. Like, what were we doing? Come on.
I think, what was he talking about? My current keeper. So if that's you, I don't know what that. I think, is he talking about Kelleher? Did I say something about Kelleher and Marmadashvili? I don't know. Maybe I did. I don't know. I don't. Sometimes I'm just flowing, and the romanticism might spew something else. Oh, okay. All right. Oh, that's from yesterday when I said that. Oh, I got you. I did say that Marmadashvili is no Kelleher. And let's just be honest. I get it. Kelleher is history now. He's no longer our keeper, nor will he ever be our keeper again, most likely. But look, I'm just trying to make it's just an informative take in saying, tell me different. JK, when you saw Kelleher in net, did you not have an air of confidence? Did you not know? Did you at times believe that, oh, you know what? I think he can get it done. I know that we don't have Ali in net, but I believe that we can get this. We can get through this. He's got to have that arc that Kelleher has. That's all I'm saying. He's got to have that arc. He's got to create that narrative, create that story for us to really get behind Marmadashvili the same way we have, not necessarily behind him, but necessarily have the sense of okay, I can breathe. This isn't one of my concerns that I'm going to be in the back. So
Yeah,
that's
like Kelleher for me
Crab
got
is
to a
really on
level.
it.
He got to a level where we could trust him, bro. I didn't worry about Kelleher at the end. That's how good he got.
That's all I'm trying to get across.
Yeah.
That's all I mean. I just want to get to that stage where, yeah, I'm not necessarily, I'm not worried about it. That's why I'm saying.
No, like Mini Vanilli isn't. He don't give me no worries, bro. Mamadashvili. He don't give me no worries in that way. I know he's a good shot stopper. I've seen a few good saves, but look, last week he let 6 in against Turkey in an international.
Right.
For Georgia. Yeah, he let 6 in, bro. He's leaking in goals. Maybe it's the defense, whatever it is, but he's leaking in goals. He ain't keeping clean sheets.
Right.
So, look, the first goal against United, he should have saved that. The first goal. It was so close to his body. His body angle wasn't right. He didn't make himself big. He would have stopped it. Whatever. Right. But I have no worries about this lad. I think he's going to be a good goalie.
I think he's a good keeper. I think Mamadashvili is going to be a good keeper. All I'm trying to get across is that I want to see that those chapters, those narratives of those chapters be written a little bit quicker than some of us would, have patience possibly to wait on, because we need that now. Like, as in, yes, Kelleher was here for years. I get that. And he grew on you and everything else with your confidence. But but what I am trying to get across is that, like, with Kelleher, I've seen Kelleher make that save be somewhat routine for him. I've seen Ali make that save that you just spoke on, the first goal that we let in, be routine. And that's why I'm like, Marmar, you've got this opportunity right now. Start to make believers out of people. Turn doubters into believers, if there are any that don't really have that air of like easement, knowing you're in between the sticks. That's all I'm saying. I don't think that's bad. And I believe that he can. I'm not saying I don't believe he can't.
Yeah, I don't worry about him. He don't make me nervous. He's a big lad. I've got no problems with him. I just feel he needs to keep a clean sheet tomorrow. Right. That's like, for me, his goal tomorrow is Slot. Have a word. Say, listen, lad, since you're putting in goals since Alisson's been injured, you're not got the clean sheet. I want that tomorrow. That should be just the team talk. Don't say nothing else. Just say that to him. I wish these sort of conversations go on with the players. Simple things like that. I want a clean sheet tomorrow.
Agreed. Absolutely agreed. I mean, look, for me, confidence and collective cohesion is one of the most. There's no stat for it. There's no there's no measuring of it that you can really visibly see, other than your own perception of what you think it is. And I'm going to say this: confidence is essential in any sport. It's essential in any sport where it comes to goalkeepers and strikers, especially. I think those are two on the pitch. Those two positions are the most important when it comes to having confidence in your game. But it's obvious that the confidence in the team has taken a knock in the fan base. Let's be honest. There's all of a sudden the emergence of slot outers. There's all of a sudden, I'm sure the FSG outers will start to poke their head back out again eventually. But most importantly, on the pitch, now we've seen people be subjectively overly critical almost sometimes of some of the players and performances that we have on the pitch. Our coaches is predicated to favoritism, in my opinion. That might not be JK's, not speaking for JK or anyone else on this channel. I'm speaking just for myself. I believe our coach has a very is very subjective to favoritism. I personally do. Some might say that there's always going to be favoritism in every sport. Oh, get out. Big up. By the way, welcome to the show, Lee, with the camera on. Wow. Wow, Lee must have had a good night, maybe. I don't know. What's up?
No, it's madness, isn't it? At the moment, it's madness. Like with the size of this game now, you know, like only a few weeks ago, like we wouldn't have dared suspect that we'd be in this run of form. And people are entitled to say what they want, but people are going too far, suggesting replacing them already, which I think is like moving too fast and unlikely as well that we dump him at this point. But he hasn't got many more chances, has he, to sort of, we can't be, if he loses again, a fifth in a row, like, it's going to be bad news, isn't it?
Yeah. By the way, looking fresh. So fresh and so clean, like a little outcast. There you go. I know you probably don't know who that is. You probably don't have any idea who that is, Lee, but it's all good.
Sorry, Miss Jackson.
Sorry, Miss Jackson.
Outcast, the guy who spun the tunes, Big Boys, Kate Bush fan.
Oh, get out. Look at
knows
that.
his music, man. He knows his tunes.
There you go. Man. Yeah. All right. Never underestimate a Scouser. Never underestimate a Scouser.
What you were saying about Slot a minute ago, he's got like trust issues with players. I don't know has he been romantically hurt in his life, but he don't really trust no players. He don't even trust Wirtz, bro. He's been subbed for the last 3 Premier League games. Like,
absolutely,
come on, bro.
Corey. Yeah.
You gotta see in football, the reason Klopp was sort of successful with us and made us play energetic football is because of his personality. He didn't make no stress with no players. We didn't see no sad faces. He didn't have no player he brought in, never played him, whatever. He gave everyone a chance. But this guy, he has serious trust issues with certain players. And it's going to cost him. It's going to cost him. I remember last year in Nalante, not last year, when the season finished last season, Nalante was like, change the players around a bit. Rest Salah, rest this guy.
Oh, absolutely.
You know? Yeah. He's not done it, bro. Van Dijk's played every game. Salah was sub against Galatasaray. But common sense, I think that's sort of lacking sometimes. And he seems like a guy who's got common sense.
So never had these weird interviews. Well, I mean, I'm just trying to emphasize the fact of like, for the same things I've criticized or laughed at and criticized Arteta for, I see some of our rivals doing the same for some of Slot's interviews nowadays. And I'm trying to emphasize the fact that I believe our coach is predicated to favoritism. Look, we've seen Szoboszlai be used as a right back instead of the two. We went out and paid big time money for possibly one of the better right backs in Europe, to come to the team. We already had one of the better right backs, some of which our fan base was exclaiming could or should be the replacement for Trent Alexander-Arnold and Connor Bradley, and yet we find Szoboszlai being a choice at right back more often than not. Instead of being his midfield role, which is what we've become accustomed to him being. We've seen Gravenberch be used as a center half instead of going to a notable and serviceable center half that's on the bench for us in Gomez. Obviously, Leone is not a choice or option for us right now, but I still think that if you have Gomez on the bench and you still decide to shuffle players around in positions that they normally don't play in and avoid bringing in the players that are for those positions, that's an issue. That's, to me, favoritism. Okay. You have a case where you have Konate playing poorly. Honestly, he was playing poorly for a couple of games. I'm not saying he played he was wretched the last game, but what I am saying, guys, I thought he actually had a decent game last game, but still, he was so bad, quote unquote. This is Slot's words. He was so unusable or untenable to be used in the game because of his passing inaccuracies that he had to use Gravenberch in the role that he plays as center half. Those are issues, and when you choose to make these and you choose to go and say, oh, well, I'm not going to choose this player. I'm not going to go with this player. I'm going to go with this other player. That to me is favoritism. Because these players aren't meeting requirements in whatever this coach's system is supposed to be. I can explain what the system is and how we are or aren't meeting it, but that's for another episode that I do have in the works. So for now, the crucial portion of what I'm speaking on and what I'm going to get the panel comments on is that we have to start performing as a collective. Let me repeat that. We have to start performing as a collective. We need to see something that convinces you and myself that this side is going to click and actually challenge for major honors despite the summer turnover. Because those components that made us at ease, the same things I was just talking about Kelleher, those components, those players that made us say, you know what, we've seen these players dig down deep and really, really bring out some real good substance and bring out real good results. Most of those players aren't here any longer. And this is really, really an important game that was probably in the early parts of the season, just as Lee spoke on, were probably segments that most of us we were looking past this game almost. So I
was looking at it as probably a fairly easy win in Germany, because when we've been there recently, it's been to like Leipzig, and even I think we won in Leverkusen, didn't we? Oh no, we didn't go there. We beat them at home, but we've got a good record in Germany recently. And I thought like weeks ago, that should present. When we'd won 7 in a row, I was looking at it that way. Now we've lost 4 in a row. It's different. This is a massive game for us, the biggest game in ages. And the news that Gravenberch won't be available to play has just, made it that bit harder, hasn't it?
By the way, Stoke FC just scored again.
Oh, did they? What score?
Or just scored, period. They just scored, period.
Are they winning?
1-0.
Damn them. Damn them
off a set piece. Off a set piece.
What else?
Yeah, Gabriel poorly marked. The player that was marking him has to do better. He ends up pushing the player or fending off the player. I'm not going to say he pushed him. He fended off the player to get to keep the spacing, and he scored. They're at home, by the way, in London. So it is now 1-0 over Atletico Madrid. Simeone in the black on black. Suit and tie on the bench, looking bewildered as to what just happened. 60th.
In Spain, this one I thought they were playing in Madrid, so at least that's something anyway, that they're only winning in London. But, I mean, we managed to beat Madrid. Like they've done all right. I mean, they battered Real Madrid, didn't they, in the derby, Atletico? But we were able to beat them, weren't we? Like when we were playing better the other week, playing better. That was the best we probably played this season. It was the Atletico game. Yeah,
no doubt. Yeah, it's tough. They're a team that doesn't really create that much, and not only do they not create much offensively, other than through set pieces. Oh wait, hold on. No, I don't know who's the Giuliano. Giuliano. Do you know what I'm talking about? Plays for Atletico Madrid. I'll get his name out for you. Sorry about this too. I have the game on my other computer here to the side of me.
That's all right. It's good to hear what's going on. We still want a result for Atletico to try and put a dent in our spokes.
Absolutely. You know what though? It's like one of those cases where, yes, I don't want to see Arsenal do well, and I don't want to see Arsenal, Manchester City, any of those teams do well in the Champions League or anything like that. But I also don't know if they don't do well and they get knocked out, it means that they have more ability to concentrate on the domestics and the and the league. So it ends up being one less thing they have to worry about. So I don't know. It's one of those catch-22s. Let me see if I can let me pull up this team too. Real quick though, and while I do that, I'll just finish what I was going to say too. We need confidence. We need to show this team can click, or the season could unravel very quickly for us. I'm going to ask you these questions to the panel while I look up the player I was trying to call out. Confidence shortens decision times, which improves the first touch, speed of ball progression. Confidence also means when you have a confident team, trust rotations. You can trust rotations. You can trust the players. You compress space. You can compress the space in the press because you trust and know that player is going to know and where you want to be and what you want to have to do. You hit the third man pass without hesitation because you just know that player is going to automatically be there. Over 90 minutes, that compounds into better field tilt and compound. That makes more second ball wins. It has higher shot quality. All these things start to emerge simply from that word confidence. It isn't just an emotion, it's execution, speed under pressure. I'm going to ask you, the panel, in the first 15 minutes, what's the clearest tell for you what would be the clearest tell for you that Liverpool have that confidence? What's going to be in that first 15 minutes of the game? What do you think is going to be that? Oh, they're clicking. Oh, something's different with the team.
The tempo, bro. The tempo of how we start, bro. Because we've started every game slow as anything. First gear, second gear. We need to start in fourth gear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not give up any chances early on. If we can start the game without giving up chances and looking under pressure. I mean, they can have the ball, but if we can stop them making chances, that'd be a good start. I'm losing Gravenberch, it's made it that bit harder for Arnie, and it's going to be a real test of his managerial skills. It was tough enough anyway with everybody fit, but now you take Gravenberch out of the midfield and it's got that bit harder. But we can't afford it. I mean, we could. We'd still qualify probably if we lost this game. But he can't afford to lose it. That can't happen because we've lost 4 in a row. I mean, I don't think he'd get sacked if he lost it, but the bile and the vitriol from people in our fan base is going to be deafening, isn't it?
Who is that player? I'm trying to think of who this player is.
Giuliano.
Yeah,
name doesn't ring a bell.
He's number. Oh, you know why? It's because he doesn't want. It's Simeone's son.
Okay,
that's who it is. Because I was like, who is Giuliano? But I get it. Giuliano Simeone is his name, and he just had an opportunity to equalize for Atletico Madrid, and he didn't even hit the target. So no favoritism there, huh? No nepotism there, huh? Maybe a little bit. Who knows? Okay. All right. So what about for you, JK? Because I know you guys both were saying your answers at the same time, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
I heard Lee's answer. What would be your answer? What's going to make you think that they're clicking?
Look, just straight away, bro, because I don't want to see Van Dijk and Kanate have the ball tomorrow. As soon as they've got the ball at the start of the game and they keep on having it,
Oh my God, it's 2-0. That was a good. Martinelli. That was a good goal.
Yeah, Arsenal hitting form.
Lewis Skelly with the assists. Just all he did was just do something that I like to see Gravenberch do, which is this drive with the ball. He went straight down the middle. The guy that was trailing him, trying to track him, couldn't keep up with him. Obviously, he wasn't going to foul, or he was trying his best to, skirt him away, but he couldn't keep up with him. And Martinelli just had a really good finish. Absolutely excellent finish. He's onside. Great pass. And then just a really good shot. Nelly and Skelly, huh? Nelly and Skelly. 2-0, people. 2-0 in this Arsenal game.
Well done, Arsenal.
JK wanted me to watch the Leverkusen game, but that game's even worse right now. So
5-2.
I know, man.
It's been a good game though, like back and forth and that. 2 red cards. I can't watch Arsenal play. They just annoy me. We beat them already this season. That's probably the plus point of this season, the highlight. We beat Arsenal. I think too many people are showing Arsenal too much respect. Like that's another thing. What I was going to say to you quickly, bro. The reason why we're not winning, we're showing too much bloody respect to the opposition.
Absolutely agree with that.
We are the champions.
Absolutely,
and we're acting like we're the losers.
Absolutely,
Simple.
absolutely.
Some arrogance. Van Dijk, bit of arrogance, bro. You look like a Versace model. Show that on the pitch, bro. And I think that's what it is there. It's all about energy for me. And what are they portraying on the pitch when they get on there? Where was the bite on Sunday? No bite, nothing. So I think not show a bit of respect, but not to the extent where you let them walk all over you. You know what I mean?
No, I agree with that completely. I think that too often they're being too humble or too modest, if anything. Go out there with some swagger. Go out there with some real bravado. And make something of the presence that you have on the pitch. Because other people you can feel that vibe. People talk about the VVD aura. Well, then let's have some Liverpool aura on that pitch. That's, from everyone on that pitch. Again, some of these players aren't necessarily, just learning what it is to be for Liverpool.
Things change very quickly, don't they, in the footballing world? And only a few short months ago, we were being crowned champions. And Mo had a record-breaking season for assists and goals.
That was
now people are starting to doubt him. Now people are doubting Slot as well, only months after winning the title. That's how quickly things can change with a few bad results, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but look, bro, none of us three are sort of having a go at Slot and stuff, really. We're keeping it low-key and that. But there's a lot of fans who are already jumping on his back, and that, for me, ain't the Liverpool way. Yeah, fair enough. Everyone wants him to do better. We all do. But I'm not going to diss my club's manager online on shows and that just so opposition fans can say, look, nah. We don't do what United, Chelsea United and all them teams do. Keep it low-key, man. The manager knows himself he ain't getting it right, You don't need to hear some lad typing on Twitter. Get this. I've heard some bad words.
That might be an own goal. That should be an own goal. That was.
No, don't worry about Arsenal, bro. They're boring. They ain't winning nothing. After spending $1 billion, they should win something. You know what I mean? It ain't like they've done a top job. Arteta has spent over $1 billion. So, what's it all about now? Football.
Mm.
Huh. When they knocked Real Madrid out the Champions League last season, a couple of Arsenal fans had Champions of Europe 2025 printed on the back of their Arsenal shirts.
Oh, yeah. You remember that picture?
Going into the ground, yeah. At first, I thought, is this a meme? Is this photoshopped? But apparently it was real. They'd already had some shirts printed. Europeans. Well, they did beat Real Madrid, but they were soon on the way out the competition, weren't they? I was supporting them against Barcelona when it was Wenger, because it didn't mean anything to me, really, in them days. I wanted Arsenal to win against United, so I thought I'd extend that to the Champions League, because I liked Wenger. I liked watching his team. I liked him as a guy, blah, blah, blah. Good football brain.
Now it's different them days, bro. Now it's all spite. It's all spite. No fan wants Liverpool to win anything. So when we're playing in the Champions League against Frankfurt tomorrow, there's going to be 100 Man United fans doing watch-alongs.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Not to
absolutely.
say let's support these lot, they're English club. No. Them days are gone, bro, in the 80s, 90s, where you'd want an English team to do well in the Champions League and that. And them days are so gone, it's mad. It's it's really spiteful now. Look, if Tottenham win it, or Chelsea win it and that, I'm not going to sit here crying and that, but at the end of the day, I'd rather they not win it, you know? But these guys are proper into it. 4-0, yeah.
Oh, I turned that game off. I'm not watching it anymore.
Arsenal,
but Llorente, where's that Llorente lad who scored 2 goals against us?
I know,
you know what I mean? Where's he today?
I don't even know
if
he started.
It's always like that.
Let me see if he even started. I don't even know if he started.
Yeah, he did. I've seen it.
Okay.
Yeah. God knows what he's doing. Against Liverpool, he turns up. He scored like in 3 games or 2 games against us now. It's a joke.
Yeah. He's playing. He's their right back. Yep. Yeah. Gawker has just scored twice. Oh man. I don't care about that.
I don't really worry about other teams, bro. I always worry about my team, how they're doing, how they're playing. Like for me, we've already beat Arsenal, as I said before. So we've taken 3 points off that team. What Rasta Crab's saying, they've got the best defense in Europe. I would say to a level, their defense is solid, bro. That's what we're lacking. Because with our attacking qualities, with a solid defense, bro, the sky's the limit, as Biggie would say. It's all about defense for me.
Yeah. Look, I'm going to say that before we get into this next segment, which is like what we see, what we're thinking, some training ground notes and some my 11 logic and some and then I'll bring out Slot's 11-man logic. I can understand people having, predictions trending towards Arsenal winning the league this year. I can understand people. I don't understand people thinking that they're going to win the Champions League, but I would go as far as to say that there was a team that knocked both us and Arsenal out of the Champions League last year that I see a very similar story narrative or storyline that is with us and possibly with the team or was certainly with the team of PSG last year. And that is, PSG struggled in the very, very beginning portions of the campaign. They pulled together once they started to get towards November and December. And then in January, they were starting to really, really move with the traction that they had built up, the confidence that that had grown and had taken over a new level with their team. And then once they got into Champions League, because they were about to get knocked out of Champions League last year. They were on the verge of being knocked out of Champions League. That's why teams like Arsenal and ourselves had to face them simply because they were at the bottom end of the Champions League. And then they caught fire. They won France. They won the Champions League.
Yeah, but bro, in the games we
France,
played,
La Liga, or what?
I was going to say, we beat them in their ground, and we kept it pretty tight in the second leg. In that way of score-wise, 1-1 it was actually 1-0 to them. Yeah. And I think if we beat them that day, I think that would have gave us the energy to win the Carabao Cup on the Sunday, and our season wouldn't have deteriorated in the way it did last season.
Confidence,
bro. Winning is important. I don't care what anyone says. Winning is important. Yeah.
It's immensely important. Confidence is immensely important. Support, confidence, all these different things. I think that we can be constructively critical. We can bring out some constructive criticism or constructive notes and positive notes towards our team. That much I'm accepting of, and that much I personally do. I'm not someone that just sits there and spews out nothing but positive when things need to be addressed. But I really think that this is our time and era where we need to get together, and we need that moment. We need that rallying moment for us to really make this push. We're going to have some very difficult teams in these next couple of fixtures coming up. Okay, Frankfurt is difficult enough, but not to the level of a Real Madrid or something like that. We have some very difficult teams coming up, and this could be the rallying point, or it could be the sinking point for our club for this campaign, for this year's campaign. But let me get into these these training ground notes. As far as our goalkeeper group, no Ali just yet. The manager said he'd miss United. He did. Said he'd miss. He's going to miss Frankfurt, which he is, and then we'll see if he'll be back for Brentford, which I doubt. So late stage rehab is hard to pin down. Don't hang your hat on the dates, but hopefully we can get Ali back very, very soon. The good news for some, at least for myself, I love this player. The good news is Wataru Endo has started to train again after he had tight hamstrings that kept him out of his national team performance or play. It's good for rotation and closing out games, if not starting games. Yes, I said it. Big up to Nolante. Alexei McAllister trained after having 4 stitches. He won't have to have the cap, the black bonnet that Lee loves so much. That won't be. He'll be trending okay, or is trending to be okay for this next upcoming match. The bad news is that Ryan Gravenberch wasn't in open training after the ankle injury. Realistically, he's a doubt for Germany. So I've put together my starting 11. I'm going to ask the panel to give me theirs or make the substitutions as to where they would have something different than my own. And I do have graphics for this, so let me bring up their graphics as well. Almost forgot my graphics. I have Marmardashvili in nets. I think he's starting simply because of necessity. Obviously, if Ali was available, I would have him in this role, but he's not. So he's been solid. He hasn't been. I'd say he's been solid. He hasn't been, above and beyond incredible or anything like that. But still, all the same, he has been solid. So with that, I'm giving him the start. Then on the right back role, I'm going to go with Frimpong in that role. Bradley logged big minutes this past game. I want to protect him for Brentford because we've got another game this weekend. Frimpong's high start positions will pin, I think, Frankfurt's fullback and create weak side switches for Gakpo, in my opinion. So I'm looking for that. Center backs, I have Gomez and Van Dijk. Now, no doubt people are going to be like, that's not happening. I'm sure. It's okay. But if Konate is heir to VVD, in my opinion, let him lead the domestic cups as the center half captain, not captain, but the leader of the center halves. Okay. And then Gomez, I think, is a calmer phase one type player, in the sense of phase one, meaning like he's able to create and distribute easier, quicker, and more directly, and helps our midfield. So I just personally think that. And then Robbo, I have, trust, communication between is the matter of what we spoke on. Confidence is the matter of what we're speaking on also. Kurtzkes can cook later. I'm not saying he's washed or he's bad or whatever. But tonight we need Robbo's voice and timing with Gakpo. That's at least what I'm looking for. Gakpo and Kurtzkes have not made a connection just yet. And I'm looking at it as, let's just bring Robbo in to possibly make that connection. I'll ask, before I move on, I'll ask the panel, what is your goalkeeper and your back line? Go ahead. Lee, you can start.
Mamardashvili, Frimpong, Ibu, Virgil, and Robbo is my defense.
Okay.
I'll go with that as well, bro.
Yeah. It just feels right that Frimpong and Robbo should start this game at fullback. Yeah. it's not so much that like Kerkez and Bradley have been that bad. It's just time for a change in that position for this game.
Yeah, agreed. Get some new, a fresh take, fresh look, maybe some fresh legs, fresh approach. I'll put it. All right. So then let's move on to the and then let me see, make sure I have my okay, I'm ready to show my midfield. All right, my midfield. This is my midfield, not Slot's midfield. I have Slot's team that I think that he's going to go with too. But for my midfield, I have Dominic Szoboszlai. I think he's the most undroppable player. He was my preseason player, candidate for player of the year for this team. He is an engine. He provides field coverage for us, creates second phase strikes for us. You got to keep him central. No fullback role play for him at all, please, Mr. Slot. And that would be one of my midfielders. My other midfielder and next to him, if in considering that Gravenberch won't be healthy enough to go for this, some might want to put Maka there. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say bring in Curtis Jones. I think Curtis Jones is one of the most deserving players of a start, one of the most deserving players of minutes and consistent minutes on this team, considering his play. There's some people that have slighted Curtis Jones, don't believe in Curtis Jones, never have believed in Curtis Jones. I'm not one of them. I've been a very strong supporter of him. Shout out to his missus and his newborn too, by the way. Having met both of him and his missus in LA. So I think he creates ball security. I know that not many people are going to really be over the moon with him being a 6, but he has played the 6 before for England. He can step up into a left back role to free up Robbo if necessary. He's a progressive passer, resistant to the press. I just think he's a natural fit for what we need to do in this Frankfurt game. And then finally, at my 10, I'm going with Florian Wirtz. Look, Florian Wirtz, the return to Germany, he needs to have this happen for him. I know the Slot has given up on sometimes the last couple of games, has given up on making him a consistent starter. I'm not in that camp. I think he is the connective tissue to this team. He, show the ball to his feet and he will deliver. Sets the third man up, can arrive at the edge of the box and actually score himself if necessary. We need to get him on the positive foot for myself. At least that's what I think. What is your midfield, JK?
I'll go to Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai is Wirtz.
Okay. For you, Lee?
Mach in the 6 with Szoboszlai in the 8 and Wirtz in the 10.
Okay. All right. Still showing faith to Maka. Not that I've lost faith in Maka.
Well, out of the 3 of them, Maka's the only one we've seen play the 6 for Liverpool. When Klopp's last season, Endo didn't start that many, did he? It was McAllister was the 6 for about 2.5 months that season.
Oh, well, actually, I don't know. You're right. I think he did play the 10 more than the 6, maybe. But because I know we've gone with a midfield that's been Jones, Mac, or Jones, Dom, and Grav before, or not Jones, Dom, and I'm pretty sure that we've gone a midfield with Jones as a 6 once.
Maybe he'll try Curtis as a replacement for Gravenberch. Yeah, maybe he'll try that and see how well he can do. But it's a tall order. And it's such an important game. This has made it much more complicated and added fuel to any potential bonfire of Arne.
Yeah, totally.
This is critically important, this game. But to lose Gravenberch, it just... I'm not saying he is on midfield like...
But then again, he's not Gravenberch's not a DM. Gravenberch isn't a DM, right? Who cares? That's tongue-in-cheek. That's just a joke. It's a joke.
You know what?
That's all my Gravenberch haters out there that hate on him being a DM. He's not a DM. He's not a DM. Now you can tell we need him as our DM. Because now we're at a place where it's either, either go with Endo or you have to, you have to put in a player like a Curtis Jones or a Maka or something like that as your 6, and you have to rely on that as being your 6. That's the question. All right. Last but not least, our front line. Oh man, our front line. Now, everyone knows that I'm on that 4-4-2 diamond. Been on that 4-4-2 diamond since the day that we signed Isak. But that's probably not happening in this game. I don't think that Slot is going to hear my pleas and hear my suggestions. So I think with a front 3, we're going to see Cody Gakpo on the left. Look, form plus shot volume means something. I know some people might have, some people have Florian Wirtz starting on the left side. I've seen that happen. I think David Lynch, says something like that. But I just can't subscribe to that. He's better left, linking with Robbo, I think. They've got a natural understanding of each other, having played together last year. And recently, he has been informed. He's been our scorer. People can say, I've heard a lot of anti-Cody Gakpo or Gakpo, however you want to pronounce it, slander out there from some people. And it's disappointing to hear because Cody has been one of our only players that has been showing up, whether it's against Chelsea, whether it was against Manchester United, albeit he had some shots and a sitter that he should have scored on, but still, he was our sole goal in that game. So, albeit once and forever, I'm going to move on to the 2 other positions that are kind of iffy. And I'm going to say this: right wing. There are some people that are making the proposal that Federico Chiesa should start at the right wing for this game. He has been, if you look at his numbers, there are some statistics out there. And I'll have to bring it up next tomorrow or maybe later on. But there is a statistic that shows that Federico Chiesa is the assist. The assist before the assist. It's not really a quote-unquote stat that gets broadcasted a lot. But the setup to the assist, basically. You know who's often in that case or often in that role? Federico Chiesa. Despite not having the ample minutes of everything and anything, he is involved in goals, period. He is involved in goals. He sometimes gets the assist, but if he's not getting the assist, he's setting up the assist. And that's commendable. However, I still think that Mohamed Salah is going to get the start in this game. I don't know if I would have went with Chiesa, but finishing variance is cruel. We need to keep feeding Salah and get him somehow into the right set of the right state of mind. I don't want to overreact to Salah. Volume begets goals, obviously. And then finally at the striker, I have Hugo Ekitike. Hugo Ekitike returning to the team that he was formerly once his own is a perfect setting.
It is. Remember what Mohamed Salah did to Roma in his first season at Liverpool when we lost the final to Real Madrid in Kiev. When we battered Roma, he scored, was it 3? He scored home and away, I think, Salah against Roma the following season from joining, leaving them to us. So Hugo could do the same thing if things went well. And he is the informed player out of our forwards. He's the one who showed the most goal scoring and danger and that. Like, Isak clearly isn't properly fit yet. McAllister isn't either, but we've got to play some people because we haven't got much alternative. Going back to Hugo, he scored in the Charity Shields, then scored 2 goals at the start of the season. It's looking good. We've just got to save him up, make sure we can create some chances for him tomorrow night. And the main concern for me is early on, we don't give up. We can't be conceding an early goal. Do you know what I mean? We've got to keep it level, till half time, at least, if we can't get in front. An early goal would really that'd be a lot of pressure then, wouldn't it?
Well, honestly, Ekitike, look, he knows the league. He knows his team. He knows the ground. He pins center backs back by his progressive runs. He drops to be a 10 sometimes, actually drops to be in that 10 area of the pitch. Unlocks the far side winger by sometimes gravitating towards the left side and allowing for the winger to make the runs. Ekitike is not only fit and in form, he is a goal scorer that we need on that pitch. I'm going to ask you, JK, if Slot starts Konate instead of Gomez, what must change in our exit pattern for, build-up play? What do you think needs to change?
It just has to be speeded up, bro. It's really lackluster, no drive, Konate played a beautiful ball to Isaac the other day. I want to see more of that.
He did.
Bit on his toes, get the ball moving quick. Don't let the opposition have time to think what they're going to do. And that's what with Klopp, we never let opposition teams have time to think what they're going to do, bro. We just overtook them. And with this Slot sort of team, we're letting teams think too much and then they take over. And that's embarrassing, man.
Yeah, very much so. Very much so. You know what's kind of crazy? So I'm going to bring up this is my team that I picked. We've all heard. Did you guys have a different front three, by the way, Lee? Did you have a different front three than what's up on the board here? This is my team that I would pick, basically.
Yeah, that's mine. The only difference is McAllister's playing instead of Jones and Konate instead of Gomez.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
For me.
I just meant for the front three, JK.
Yeah, for the front three, definitely. Hugo with Wirtz behind him. Wirtz is going back to Germany, can't be having him not start when he returns, can we?
Get himself a Bavarian pretzel, or maybe like some Wiener Schnitzel or something, right?
Szoboszlai's needed in the 8th for me anyway. I like Jones and think he's stable and that and can perform, but I think to try and absorb the blow of losing Gravenberch, we just play our best 3 midfielders, which are McAllister, Szoboszlai, and McAllister's played the 6 quite a lot before under Klopp, not under Slot, but he's the only one who's when have you seen Curtis in the 6? Not often, if at all. Same with Szoboszlai, not seeing him in the 6 and not sure I'd want to. So it's got to be McAllister for me. He's the only guy with any experience in the current midfield of playing the 6.
Okay. How about for you, JK? What would be your...
Can you repeat that, bro?
The lineup that's on the screen is my lineup. Now, we're just going with the front 3. Is your front 3 going to be the same as this one?
I can't see it, but
I can make
tell me who it is.
Let me make it. I'll make it bigger for you. There you go.
Oh, Lee's up front then, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm playing behind you, Lee. Me and 12 left. You're up top, bro. Your eyes look tomorrow.
There you go.
Got the Champions League right next to him as well on the side.
Oh, can you not see it still? It should be.
I can't see it. Maybe you can just tell me who they are, bro.
Okay, it's Salah, Ekitike, and Cody.
Okay. I'm playing Ekitike. That's 100%. For me, number 1 on the list. I'd love to play Isaac with him and then give Salah a free roll. We might suffer on the wings then, whatever. But I just love to see them 2 playing together in one game and give Salah a free roll and take it from there. If it works, it works. If it don't, yeah. Could you see Chiesa on the right, Ekitike on the left, and Isaac up front? Something like that. Yeah.
Possibly.
There's a lot of possibilities, and this is where the fun part of it should be for Slot, working out with all the treasures he's got, which is the best one. That's like a top job to do. Love to do that. Trying to get them 5-6 players working together with Wirtz to find a formula that can work. So yeah. I've seen bits and bobs where Wirtz worked well with Ekitike. And even Isaac 1 or 2 moves where they've tried to work together on that. So there's a lot of possibilities, man.
There are a lot of possibilities. You're absolutely right about that. And the other possibility is what is actually going to happen. Oh wow, Newcastle ended up beating Benfica 3-0, by the way. So we need a result like that. We need to go into teams like Newcastle and teams like, like they're out there scoring goals on these teams. Like we need to be on that level of scoring 3-4 goals in the team. I mean, Arsenal, albeit they score off their set pieces, but they're scoring on open goals today. Open play goals. That's something we need to incorporate. As far as Slot, I know that like I said that I have a version of what I think Slot is going to do with his team. And this is what I believe Slot is going to do with his team. There's two versions of it. It's either going to be this version here, which is can you not see this, by the way? Can you not see it? Can you see it, Lee? Can you see the lineup?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I can't for some reason. Okay.
I don't know why that's so weird. All right. So basically, Frimpong, Konate, Virgil van Dijk, Robbo on the left, and then Dom and Jones, then Salah, Verts, Cody, and then Ekitike up front. But I also have could see this maybe happen too, which is basically the only difference being it's McAllister, as was suggested by Lee earlier as being a difference in the lineup that he goes with. There was something that. Go ahead. You want to say something?
I just want to say, I'll tell you the truth, bro. If I don't see McAllister until early December again, I could be okay with it. I just think the guy needs a rest. God, like, he just can't find his flow, So I'm giving him 15 minutes here, 20 minutes there. I'm not starting McAllister just yet again. I just feel he that injury he sort of had at the end of last season, he hasn't sort of recovered, isn't it? So
you're gonna have to change my background then. You got McAllister's always gonna be with us with the background he got for us. So.
McAllister's looking at me, he's like, bro, why can you say that about me, man?
Like, what are you saying?
I'm looking after your best interest, bro. I just feel right now that I just honestly feel that there's certain players, even Salah, bro. Him and McAllister have a few weeks off.
How about this? 4-0 was that final for the Arsenal game. How about this? Can you honestly see this as something of an alternative? Now, Stevie Nicol, who has been a coach in his life for numerous teams, actually he's been a coach for a couple different teams. Obviously, a Liverpool legend as well. Beloved Liverpool legend. He suggested this lineup. Now, I don't have a draw up of his lineup visually, but I'll just tell you what it is. And the difference in his lineup was this. He had, let me make sure too. I'll pull up the actual lineup because I did see it on my phone actually. His lineup, the biggest thing that stood out on his difference of his lineup was this. Could you envision Arne Slot going with this? Because he does not believe, Nicol does not believe in Robbo one iota any longer. Robbo is done and washed in Nicol's mind. Do you think could you contemplate a back line which had Frimpong on the right, Konate, VVD, and Bradley on the left?
Not when you got Robertson and Gurkes there. No.
That was his suggested lineup.
No, it's going to unbalance us.
No, not for me. Okay. Look, bro.
His lineup was Marmadashvili. This is his best 11. This is according to Steve Nicol. Marmadashvili, Frimpong on the right, Konate, BVD, Bradley on the left. Then he wants Sabasalai, Gravenberg in the DM, McAllister. Then he wants Salah, Ekitike, and Cody on the left. That's his preferred starting 11. Are you feeling Steve Nicol's team or no?
No.
No.
Shit.
Okay, all right, don't
No.
I don't.
Yeah.
Jeez.
No, I'm not starting McAllister, and I wouldn't play Bradley on the left. And I wouldn't. I'm giving one of the two out of Gakpo and Salah a rest tomorrow. Yeah. Look, Gakpo played okay the other day, but for me, he needs to do more teamwork. Keep the ball moving, 1-2s here and there. You know, knock it off with each other. Work with the left back together, where the left back can run down the wing and cross the ball in for the striker to head in. You know, stuff like that. The simple things.
By the way,
So,
Bristol City 3-1 over Southampton. By the way,
yeah, Coventry won as well, so they're top of the league still.
yo, Haji, right?
He's doing well this season. He scored
Oh,
two for US.
Scored 2 for national team.
Yeah, I think that as well. Yeah.
You representing.
He's doing all right.
Anthony Aurora has a question for you guys here. He's saying, before the season started, did anyone think we'd be so poor in the midfield as we are right now? From what I've seen, this is the midfield balance issue. Slot needs to change this.
100%. The Casado Chelsea game, Casado took the rip out of our midfield in that game on his own. So the midfield has been an issue. Why the midfield protects the defense and also serves the attackers. We're not doing either, the midfield. Even though Gravenberch has been okay, Sabotage played great. McAllister, he hasn't been there. So it's really imbalanced, you know what I mean? We've brought in Jones here and there. Wirtz. So he has to really think about tomorrow now and what midfield trio he's going to go with. So Gravenberch is not in, yeah?
Gravenberch's not going to play tomorrow.
So
if he didn't train today, then I mean, there is he wasn't out with the team training. You could always hope that maybe he's like training individually, you know. But even if he is training individually, you know, I don't see the point in risking him in this game, especially when you have another game this weekend, and maybe he can be fit for that. And that's something that that's a game that we don't want to lose too much.
I'm resting Gravenberch tomorrow then. That's the true thing, Tyler. Maka was good for Argentina, scored 2 goals. We're thinking, he's going to come back against United and get back into it, and that he didn't really work out against United. So it was
to answer Tyler D's question there, by the way, I think that's the reason why McAllister started, to be honest with you, was his performance in Argentina. He played very well for Argentina. They probably looked at it as maybe Max, you know, turn the right corner or turn the switch on that he needs to turn on, and they're trying to utilize him in the Manchester United game. And look, I don't think he played poorly in the Manchester United game. It just sucks that within the first minute and a half of a game, you get an elbow from your own teammate that would knock some unconscious. Obviously, not be enough that he had enough of a elbow that he had a cut in his gash in his head. You know, I think that's unfortunate, and that maybe just precluded to him not being able to really get into the right setting for the game. 5 in a row, 4 straight defeats for the first time since 2014 is what we're looking at. But can you tell me the last time that Liverpool have lost 5 games on the bounce?
Oh,
that's a bounce. Like I'm trying to speak German, I guess, or something.
I never had them type of conversations, bro.
I know. Probably not in most of our lifetimes, but can Lee, you want to Lee or JK? Both of you can take a guess. You can take a guess in the chat if you want. The year. Tell me the year.
1953. Last time.
By the way,
so be like 72 years.
The ball game. That was very specific.
Go on, Lee.
Lee,
no wonder the ball went off.
Look at the big brain on Lee.
No, Brian said it before, so that's where I got it from.
Oh wait,
okay. Okay, but if it was Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, I'm ringing Leo.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. Did
I
you hear the
know,
little
that was
ting?
good.
The phone went off when he said the answer. He went ding.
I know.
He was like, he's right.
Yeah,
Wicked.
definitely. That was good. That was good. There you go.
What's your prediction then for tomorrow?
4-2.
Okay, so wild, yeah. I hope you score 4 goals. I'll be so pretty happy if we can score 4.
I think. Do I have that section in here? I look. I do have that is wild that it's been since 1953 since we've lost 5 games in a row, and I think that's obviously telling in the sense of that's almost 75 years ago that's actually happened. So Frankfurt, let me tell you how they play real quick, and then you'll understand why I said 4-2.
Mm.
They are a high event team in that they've had 54 goals in their first 10. Out of those 54 goals, 29, they've scored 29 goals on their own. So obviously 25 being their opposition. So goals are are plentiful, or bountiful when it comes to scoring or games involving Frankfurt. They have aggressive fullbacks that leave a lot of grass in front of them so that you can, or behind them, I should say, if you want to switch play early. The front unit of Don, Uzan, Naf, Burkhardt. I hope
Burkhardt, yeah. He's a goal scorer.
Exactly. They rotate well and they're good. Burkhardt has 7 and 9 and loves the blind side dart across the near center half. So that's why I'm looking at them scoring. I don't believe that we're going to hold off a clean sheet. They faced our same league phase opponents in Galatasaray, right? At home, and they beat them 5-1. They played Atletico away.
Lost 5-1, yeah.
It was 5-1 in that game too. Chaos with structure is what this team is. So that's why I'm thinking 4-2 is going to be the number. What's your prediction? JK?
I'll go with a 3-1, bro.
3-1, okay.
I'll take that.
Okay.
And Frankfurt have conceded the most goals in the Bundesliga this season. They're 7th or something, but they conceded the most goals out of everyone. Man.
Yeah, that's why I think there's going to be goals in this score. This is Daniel Day-Lewis style. Rather than there will be blood, there will be goals. How about that? I thought maybe Lee would like that one. He's our film buff.
Yeah, massive. Everyone is. I suppose everyone. If I've never met anyone, I don't think who doesn't like films. It's just everyone likes different stuff, but who doesn't like?
You'd be surprised. I've seen people that say they don't like music. I'm like, what do you mean you don't like music? It's just weird to hear.
Man.
Yeah, like okay. I guess you don't like. You just don't like sounds or something. I guess I don't know. All right. All right. I have a situation with Hugo Ekitike getting this start, and my situation is this has to be a start for the young man. Frankfurt isn't his spiritual home. Obviously, Reims is in France.
Reims.
But it's where he rebuilt his name after PSG. He scored 26 goals and 14 assists after 64 matches with the club, 22 goals last season in all comps. He was obviously tearing it up with Marmoush, in Frankfurt. If narratives matter, and they do, this is the striker you start, in my opinion. I would say if you're going to bring a brief on Hugo, He's a pin. He's the link. He's the player that can be the Punisher, like Big Pun in the sense. Show to his feet on the inside, and maybe you'd get some type of reaction from him in bringing us some goals. You can even sprint to the channel and open up a spot for Verts. Last time in the United game, there's an opportunity where he did take it upon himself to shoot that shot. Verts was on his right and was open. Could have been a nice little pass, square ball to him, and Verts could have possibly put it in one of the top corners, but he chose to take it on himself. Unfortunately, he didn't score. But maybe he chooses elsewise this time in Frankfurt. As this, let's see. Team news I have on here is that that Koch and Koch Diat, is that how you pronounce his name? Their center backs coach.
Which team?
For Frankfurt.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know many of their players.
Apparently, Zetterer will be in for Santos. Their fullbacks, Brown and Collins, will probably be their attacking players. The center backs, Koch and Theate, have been questioned, so there's no guarantee that they start.
You can with them. That Theate, Belgian centre back, tall, I believe. Left footed, if I remember rightly, from when we were linked with him a few seasons ago, when Klopp was still here.
We have an all-French crew as for our refs for this game tomorrow. Francois Letier, assistants Munier and Ramouni, and Bignard are going to be the fourth official. VAR will be Broussard with Kwiatkowski. I'm not sure if he's French or not, but sounds very Polish name, but okay, maybe he's French. You can be Polish and be French as well, I guess.
You won't be having another penalty decision like the one in Istanbul. We were shit anyway that game, couldn't score, but that pen was bollocks. Wanted Soboslai, just brushed his face very, very gently with his fingers or something, and he was on the floor when he'd been shot. Can't be having that tomorrow.
No. I think tomorrow, apparently this referee is very firm on encroachment and grappling. So when it comes to corners and obviously free kicks, then you got to be smart on free kicks and corners. No cheap holds or pushes in the background like that to get spacing. You got to be alert that he's going to give those calls.
With us playing not very well, we're quite easy to play against at the moment, which is always a horrible thing to say about your own team, but it's true.
Agreed.
Look, we only need a draw to stop this lose and run. We need a draw. Yes, we'd love a win. You want to win every game, but a draw would stop the slump in that we haven't lost 5 in a row, and then we can take it from there. Prefer a win, but a draw would stop the lose and run, wouldn't it?
What would you think is our record in the last 14 games against German sides? What's our record?
Good. We've won them all virtually in Jürgen's time, and then so far with Slot,
So, what would you think our record is?
Out of 14 games.
Out of the last 14 times we've met up against German sides.
Home and away, yeah.
Yep.
I say we've won 13 and drew 3.
Okay, well, let's do a little. That's 16 games. So.
What was it? 14. Won 12 and drew 2.
Okay. JK, do you want to take a stab at it?
I will go 10 wins, 3 draws.
10 wins, 3 draws. Or 10 wins. Well, it's 14. 14.
Oh, okay. 11 wins, 3 draws. Yeah.
There you go. Well done, JK. That's our record.
Oh yeah, go on.
11 wins.
I'm the
and
German
3 draws is our
correspondent.
record. I mean, yeah, I was impressed that Lee got that close with his guess, but you got it spot on.
We're on fire today, bro.
Yeah. Can you name the last team that we lost to in Germany?
It was. Let me think.
2002 was the year.
Okay.
23 years ago. What team from Germany beat
Was it
us?
Leverkusen, bro?
Wow, this duo right here is on fire.
There you
They
go.
are on absolute fire.
That was the season that Leverkusen went to the final and lost to Zidane's left foot volley that came over his shoulder. Remember that one? I think it was in Glasgow.
Yeah.
It was a good final. That was only 1-0 to that, but it was a beautiful goal to win it. Just one goal. Zidane, Paler on his left foot, just dropped, bang. But yeah, they were good. They beat us, didn't they? They beat us quite convincingly over 2 legs. They had some good players, but Houlier's limitations were found out there a bit. They give us a bit of a chase, I must admit.
No, well done, both of you. Excellent. Do you know how long it's been since we've failed to score in back-to-back away European games?
Was Roy Hodgson our manager in Europe? Were we in Europe under him?
No, it wasn't that long ago.
Okay. Brendan then, probably under Brendan.
No.
Klopp.
I'll give you a hint. It was under Jurgen Klopp.
Yeah, Klopp. Let's see. Was it 21, 22? No, 2021.
2021. So that's 5 years ago.
Mm.
Okay. Do you want to take a guess, JK?
2007.
2007. That's no. Well, it's under Jurgen Klopp, so I'll give you that.
Oh, okay. Ooh.
I'll give you that hint.
22, 23 seasons. Probably 23, 24.
I have to say no.
Pit says nah.
2021. I'm saying everything now.
Sorry.
You're phone a friend, I'll just say.
Sorry. It is 6+ years since we failed to score in back-to-back away home games. 6+ years.
What would
That would make it 2000. That would make it 2019.
Yeah, 19, yeah.
Which is surprising. because that's
Red Star Belgrade. We didn't score there, did we?
Nope. 2019 was last time. Let's see. And the last little did you know was there have been no second half goals conceded to an opposition player in the last 9 European away games. No second half goals have been conceded to any opposition. So basically, it's this statistic is saying if we can keep our powder dry in the first half, we should be able to see a result at the end of the game. There's only throughout all those games I just mentioned, there's only been one time that the opposition has scored in the second half, but that's because it was a Bradley own goal. So pretty interesting. All right, real quickly before we wrap up, we're at the 90th. We're a little past the 90th minute here. Let me bring this up here. Perfect through 2: Bayern, Real, PSG, Inter, Arsenal, Karabag. Main theater after us is Arsenal versus Athletic. Obviously, that just happened. Real Madrid versus Juventus. I'm going to ask you and JK, because I know JK's got to go soon. So I'll tell you who is the. Let me think. I think this is the home. I'm going to double check, make sure they're the home team or not. Yeah, the top team. All right. So the first team I mentioned is the top team, is the home team. And then second is obviously the away. Athletic Club versus Karabakh. Who do you have in that?
Home win. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's got to be a home win. That Bilbao, yeah, Athletic Club Bilbao versus Karabakh. Is it?
I guess. Let me see.
They were shit against United in last season's Europa League. They disappointed me. United got past them really easily, Bilbao. And the final was in their stadium as well.
Yeah, it was in the stadium. Yeah. Galatasaray versus Bodo Glimt.
In Istanbul.
It is in Istanbul. It's in hell.
Yeah, I'll go for a Gala win.
Okay.
Same as.
Same.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Monaco versus Tottenham.
Draw.
What are you feeling, Lee?
Yeah, I'm going to say a draw. That'll be a tricky game for Spurs, I think. Didn't Monaco held City to a draw, didn't they?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Monaco in that game. Atalanta versus Slavia Praha.
Atalanta.
Atalanta, bro. Yeah.
Okay. You can play along in the chat, by the way, too. And Chelsea versus Ajax.
Chelsea for me.
Yeah, Chelsea to win that one. Unfortunately.
Yeah, I was going to say, come on. This is a family show. Anyway, Chelsea. All right. It is at the Bridge. I'll go Ajax because I just hate Chelsea. Frankfurt versus Liverpool, obviously, is what we have. We already have our scores for that. And then Bayern versus Club Brugge.
Bayern 100%.
Yeah, Bayern should smash them.
Bayern are flying high in the Bundesliga right now. I think they're undefeated. Real Madrid versus Juventus. That's a big game.
That's a nice game. I'll go Real Madrid, though.
It's a nice game, but Juventus have gone rather shit in Europe. They're unpredictable. They can get results sometimes, but they're not getting one here, mate. They're getting beat.
Okay. And finally, Sporting versus Marseille. Excuse me.
Ooh, tasty.
I'll go draw.
Draw. And what do you have, Lee?
I'm going to go for a Sporting win in this one. Is it in Lisbon, yeah?
It is?
Yeah. I'll go for Sporting to win it.
Okay. All right. Well, you heard it here first. Got some of the picks from our panel as to who they think is going to round out in these games. I think that is going to be a very interesting Wednesday, for a hump day for some of us. You've got our starting 11 against Frankfurt. Our starting 11 got Slot starting what we think Slot's going to do for his starting 11. You even got Steve Nicol starting 11, which I don't think is going to happen tomorrow either. But really interested to hear what you guys think. Have I or the panel or even Steve Nicol gotten our picks completely wrong? What would you do about the Gravenberch situation? Would you possibly risk him in this game, or would you hold off and try to hopefully get him healthy enough to be available for the Brentford game, which is an away game, by the way? Drop your 11s and subs if you want to do, even if you want to add those in the comments, please. Please like and subscribe as always. I massively, massively appreciate it. It does mean a lot to us that we have the support, as this channel is certainly different than a lot of the other channels out there. And that, we have open discourse, and in our conversation, we try to provide you with as much information and insight as we can from our expertise. And I'll be back after I get home from my supporters club with the post-match reaction tomorrow. I'm going to go down, and usually during those days, the game's on normally around noon for us here. So it's like a lunch crowd that ends up showing up. Those that can sneak away from work, basically, and take lunch at the pub with us. And then for those of us that kind of set our own schedules, like myself, we just show up when we show up and have a beer or two, if we have a Carlsberg or something, if we can. I won't be, but I will be certainly partaking in some good English lunch. I don't know. Maybe we'll see. Maybe we'll get a Carlsberg in. Who knows? But anyways, hopefully we're talking about a win tomorrow, because 4 on the bounce is depressing enough. 5 would be certainly gut-wrenching at that. So keep your heads up, my Reds. Keep your heads up high. Remember, you are champions. And as always, up the Reds, my friends. Up the Reds. Until tomorrow, take care, brothers and sisters. Take care.